Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada. Video shows arrest of alleged drunk driver who was 5 times over legal limit in Vaughan, Ontario. Toronto homeless woman drugged and sexually assaulted by suspect who offered her a meal, police. Canada opens Women's World Cup tonight against Nigeria. Here's everything you need to know. Teen dies after car collides with dirt bike in Uxbridge, Durham police. Ontario adds $44 million to fund aimed at reducing ER wait times. Gun violence in Toronto on the decline according to new data. 1 person dead following overnight shooting in Jamestown. These were the headlines, and let's jump right into the details. Ontario is adding $44 million to a fund for hospitals to help reduce ER wait times and allowing more hospitals to qualify. The new funding is on top of $90 million a year from the province to reward ERs that put in place what the government calls innovative solutions to reduce wait times. Health Minister Sylvia Jones made the announcement in Ottawa today, saying the additional funding will help hospitals deliver emergency care faster to the communities they serve. The fund is also being expanded to allow smaller hospitals to qualify, those that have fewer than 30,000 ER visits a year. Jones says that will support up to 90 more hospitals across Ontario, allowing them to further address staffing challenges and mitigate closures. Ontario has already seen temporary emergency room closures at many hospitals across the province this year due to staffing challenges, largely in smaller and rural communities, and often through the overnight hours. Team Canada faces Nigeria tonight in their first group stage match at the FIFA Women's World Cup, where they hope to build on their gold medal finish at the Tokyo Olympics 2 years ago. The month-long tournament, hosted jointly by Australia and New Zealand, officially began early this morning when the two host nations played their first games of the group stage. Canada, ranked 7th in the world, has never medaled at a World Cup but has done so 3 straight times at the Olympic Games. The team will try to flip the script this year in what will likely to be legendary Canadian captain Christine Sinclair's last tournament. Here's everything you need to know about 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Canada is in the group with co-host Australia, ranked 10th in the world, 22nd ranked Ireland, and tonight's opponent, the 40th ranked Nigeria. The Canadians will play each member of their group once, and the 2 teams with the best record in each group will then advance to the knockout stages. Canada advanced out of the group stage at the last World Cup in France in 2019, but was immediately beaten in the round of 16 by Sweden, who went on to finish 3rd. Canada's best ever result at the World Cup came in 2003 when they finished 4th. It was Sinclair's first time participating in tournament. Now about to play in her 6th, she says the emotions are familiar. The heavy favorites to win the World Cup this year are the Americans, ranked 1st in the world and coming off 2 straight World Cup titles. The good news for the rest of the tournament is that no team has ever won 3 straight. The bad news is that the US is undoubtedly the world's premier women's soccer program, having participated in all 8 World Cup tournaments that have been held so far, winning 4 of them and never finished lower than 3rd. The only other team with more than 1 World Cup title in Germany. They are currently ranked 2nd in the world behind the US and are another tournament favorite. Powerhouses Sweden and England are also top 5 ranked nations globally, each looking for their first ever World Cup crown. Canada, with their mix of veteran experience and youthful talent, is on the short list of favorites as well and comes into the tournament with some added swagger as defending Olympic champions. Video of an extremely intoxicated driver who was allegedly more than 5 times over the legal limit when he was pulled off the road north of Toronto has been released by police. At 10 a.m. on July 18, police said York Regional Police received a call from a concerned citizen who witnessed a black Honda CR-V traveling erratically southbound on Highway 400 in Vaughan, Ontario. According to the caller, the driver of the CR-V reportedly sidewiped concrete barriers at the side of the road multiple times, police said. In audio of 911 call released by police, the citizen tells the dispatcher that the motorist was all over the place and couldn't stay in his lane before he pulled into a service station parking lot. Dashcam video from YRP cruiser shows the moment an officer approaches the CR-V which is parked, was still running with passenger side door open. Both the driver and the passenger appeared to be asleep before the officer taps on the driver's side window to wake the occupants up, police said. The driver, who was identified by police as a 53-year-old man from the town of New Tecumseh, but was not named, was found to be more than 5 times over the legal limit, which is then the second highest blood alcohol level recorded since York Regional Police began tracking the statistics. The driver was charged with impaired operation with blood alcohol concentration 80+, police said, adding that his license was suspended for 90 days and the vehicle he was driving was impounded for 7 days. New data released by Toronto Police shows the city has seen fewer shootings so far this year compared to 2022. According to the service's crime data, which was updated on July 17, there have been about 28% fewer shootings and firearm discharges in the city compared to the same time period last year. Police say that 66 people were killed or injured during one of the 158 gun-related events that took place in 2023. This represents a decrease from the 78 people killed or injured between January 1st and July 16 in 2022, when 221 shootings or firearm discharges took place. A spokesperson for the Toronto Police Service said that shooting incidents are trending in the right direction despite some of the more recent occurrences. Torontonians have been grappling with multiple shootings, including numerous daytime incidents over the last few weeks. A 44-year-old mother was fatally shot shortly after noon on July 7 near the corner of Queen Street East and Corla Avenue. Investigators say she was struck by a stray bullet. A 2022 report by Statistics Canada found a nationwide decline in firearm-related crime was largely influenced by urban areas. It notes that in Toronto, between 2020 and 2021, gun violence decreased by about 22%. In a statement, spokesperson for Toronto Police noted that gun violence had been steadily increasing since 2015, but that it began to decrease again around 2019. The service cited work by the Gang Prevention Task Force and Gang Exit Program for reducing gang activity in the city. Former homicide detective for Toronto Police Services, Mark Mendelson, said that while the programs are positive and may be contributing to a reduction of gun violence, the city won't see the full impacts of these programs for years to come. The newly released data, he warned, are just numbers. A 16-year-old boy has died after being injured in a head-on collision between a dirt bike and another vehicle in Durham region last night. Durham Regional Police said the crash occurred at around 9:30 p.m. at Sideline 28 in Uxbridge Pickering Town Line Road in Uxbridge. According to police, the car was traveling east when it crossed the center line and made contact with a dirt bike traveling in the opposite direction. The teen who was driving the dirt bike was rushed to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The female driver of the other vehicle remained on scene and is cooperating with investigation, police said. Police did not say what caused her vehicle to cross over the center line. The road was closed for several hours in order to accommodate investigation. Toronto police say they have laid charges after a homeless woman was allegedly drugged and sexually assaulted by a suspect who offered her a meal and a shower. According to police, the suspect approached the woman at around 11 p.m. on July 13 in the area of Dufferin Street and Bloor Street West. Police said he offered to drive her to his home so that she could have a shower, a meal, and somewhere to sleep for the night. The woman accepted the offer and went to the man's home. While there, police allege the suspect watched the woman undress for a shower and they gave her a meal that was drugged. One person is dead following an overnight shooting in Jamestown. Police say the shooting occurred just before midnight in a townhouse complex on Orpington Crescent located in northwest Toronto. It is alleged that prior to the shooting, there was a gathering of 20 to 25 people. One person, a 25-year-old man, was pronounced dead on the scene. Police say many of the people involved fled the scene by the time investigators arrived. A suspect description has not yet been released. Police say a vehicle, a dark SUV with a possibly broken window, was seen driving south on Orpington Crescent. Police say the investigation has been passed off to the Toronto Police Services Homicide Unit. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.